Right. Well, again, one has to one has to say something. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not like it's like you don't care or exist. And again, I would love not to be not on YouTube, but I had no skills for anything more sensible. Of course, one has to. I don't know. Clarify, make more clear once all of a sudden once uh, idea ideas about World War III don't want in this situation. Again, I admit all the time, since I've been making my little videos, again as a just one small person, ordinary citizen, just small human being, nothing, no one special, nothing miraculous. I have freely admitted that that I don't I don't know enough, and I learn all the time, and in my 2021 video, I said that I hadn't been following closely what's been happening. Since we have a crisis, very strange crisis, I feel like, well, firstly, I had to take a week to actually try and find out what the heck is going on, and then again, just for my own soul, or however you want to put it, I need to comment on it. Now, I dare not comment on social media. And again, if YouTube is part of social media, well, I don't know, because again, I have no viewers. I don't search for viewers. I'm so glad that no one is going to see this. Especially in Europe and especially in Finland. Let's say I feel completely under siege. I'll hold this pen because I don't smoke inside the house. I'd love to chain smoke at the moment. I feel completely besieged. But let's if it hasn't been clear for all the videos that I've made during the years, about all the wars and all the terrible things that countries have done, mostly the United States, and of course totally just in a what is corporatocracy, I don't know, oligarchy, simply just to make profit, all the death, suffering, horror, just to make money for arms manufacturers. If during all these years, if it hasn't been clear what my position is, then let me make it clear in right at the outset, so that there's no ambiguity about it. Well, firstly, the military-industrial complex should not exist. Um, Eisenhower warned about it, didn't he? Uh, you know, to just throw in a cliche there. Uh, but all war is wrong. All hurting of other people is wrong. Always, in any situation. And again, it's not just this extreme physical hurt that goes on in war, or in preemptive war, or in police operation, or war against terror. It's in everyday life. So again, I would not post this on, I don't know, Facebook, and certainly I go nowhere near Twitter. But I wouldn't post this or the videos I'm going to link to this on Facebook in Finland, because I don't want to hurt the traumas, the propagandized traumas and ignorant, fearful souls of my friends and family. Not hurting other people is not just physical hurt, it's all sorts of hurting. It is all wrong. But let's go to war or peacekeeping missions or policing missions, whether it's world policing or Ukraine policing. How you should, and I'm not saying that this is how it goes, unfortunately no. I cannot help to, again, when I do my research, I get videos from all sides, and the one that makes me cry the most is from a young Russian blogger girl who not only has Russian blood but Ukrainian blood, and I can't remember where she is from originally. But again, you know, I see videos from every generation, from every country, every opinion, every idea, and the one that makes me cry is this video from this girl, Russian Ukrainian girl, who says, you know, let's just be friends. That should be the sentiment, and I'm again, if mankind has a future, I hope that is the sentiment of not just this young person, but every other young person in the world. But while international politics and realpolitik, politics between nations and blocks of nations are not rational and humane, and and again, one must remember that at the moment, for example, the Western morality is the morality imposed by giant corporations that have there is no right or wrong in a corporate manuscript. A corporation, unlike, you know, the United States Supreme Court put it, corporations are not human beings, and they have no idea of good or bad. only profits. But in what should be the real life, the real world, the real humanity, you do not harm other people. It's as simple as that. If you live a full life, you are going to be insulted and heard, oh, just try and work in customer service. You are going to be hurt. You are going to be insulted. Crimes are going to be committed against you. And as a young, especially young man, I would say especially as a young man, you do get the impulse to hit someone. Now, as you grow older and more civilized, you hopefully come to understand that you do not hit someone, even if you want to. You hold back that impulse. You do not intentionally hurt other people. And the same, unfortunately, should apply with nations and international relationships. It's just something you don't do. War, you don't do. And this is in no way is this. Am I talking especially against the Russians? They've violated humanity this time, but again, the United States has done it with impunity dozens of times, while the Russians just a couple of times. The Brits have done it a dozen times. The French have done it a dozen times. Israel, it is part of their existence to do it. And of course that should be a comment on the racism of the whole damn thing. There's absolutely no difference between the death and suffering of Iraqis or Libyans or Syrians or the Vietnamese or the Koreans, and then the Ukrainians or the Russians. No difference. We are all human beings, and our death and suffering is it is worth the same amount of sorrow. And what is happening in Ukraine is like it is unfortunately minute compared to what is happening in Yemen or in Palestine. It just pales in all comparison. Now, I don't know, the main reason I'm making this video is because, well, I'll come to that later, or it is linked, but I'll come to that later. There is a definite chance of World War III and nuclear war. But my main reason for doing this is that Europe is toast, so to speak, or I belong to the camp who say that we're effed. Which means, of course, since again I am Finnish, I'm not leaving Finland. I'll be here when we turn into a third world country, and you know, we're well on the way. Again, the Finland is such a is leagues away, and so much leagues a worse place than it was in the 1980s. The Nordic welfare state has been utterly annihilated, so we're well on the way. But the suffering that is to come is something else. So anyway, I hope my feelings or my opinion is completely clear. I am against all violence, which war, policing operation is extreme example. I'm against harming any person or an animal, by the by, in any way whatsoever. And everyone who does is wrong. Period. So I hope this is clear. But now then, to the Russian operation in Ukraine. Now, since I had other things to do, I was not informed. Now, when you look, when one search for the information, one can see that, oh, right, they were warning, Russians were warning about this. They said it was going to come. They did all they could to prevent it. Then they prepared for it, and the US saw it opportune to warn about it. Again, if one had been following, it would have been obvious that this time the State Department of the USA was not lying. Although again, how they did it was again a joke. You don't make accusations without evidence, and the only reason you don't give evidence is because it's just a big game. You don't show your cards. Now, it is impossible to know exactly what transgression it was that determined the date for the Russian attack. It's impossible to know. I'd love to know it. If mankind is to survive, it'll come out at some point why it was right at this moment. That I do not know yet. Now, the Russian operation has been very, very professional, very well done, as humane as inhumane actions can possibly be, compared to, again, how the United States operated in Iraq or in Afghanistan. I mean, it's leagues away. Can you have a more civilized war? But again, much better, much cleverer, much more professional, much more humane. Insanity. Utter insanity. Now, there are powers in the United States, in the United States government. There are loads of people who are to whom the destruction of mankind is the end purpose. Religious forces to whom who actually to whom the destruction of mankind is part of the plan. So what the heck they think they've been doing for the last at least 8 years or so, who knows? And what they think they're doing now, the United States as a whole, who knows? And again, since it's all about control and again, just pure greed, more money for private companies, arms manufacturers, whose profits have skyrocketed. Who knows? One would have loved to have seen this sort of sanctioning reaction and so on. But let's say already in Korea, but let's say Iraq. One would have loved to have seen the United States being treated like Russia is now. It would have been justice. But again, the United States is a falling empire, the greatest empire ever seen on the face of the earth, and its devolvement is obviously is going to be ugly for everyone, and so on. But what the hell the Europeans can even have been thinking of what they're doing again during the last, I don't know, 14 or 8 years, I don't know. Again, I've been against the EU from its inception. I never, ever, ever would have voted for Finland to go into EU. There's no question that NATO should have stopped existing when the Soviet Union fell. When Russia was in disarray, and and there was let's say questionable government of Boris Yeltsin. I personally thought Finland should have tried and get the arm back, so that Finland would have had if mankind were to survive, that Finland would have had a shot at real economy, and should we have gotten our arm back, then we should have stayed so neutral, so neutral that Switzerland would have been proud of us. But the right-wingers in Finland chose another route. And unfortunately now we're effed with the rest of Europe. And it's a testament to Western propaganda that for the first time majority of Finns want to join NATO. it is just, it's sad all the way. The Europeans, and again, it's so depressing. If the end is gonna come soon, your average Finn, again, I am Finnish. Your average Finn is going to die, not just ignorant and propagandized and traumatized, but as a racist as well. It's tough. But again, difficult times are ahead, and I don't know. I can't imagine the world has suddenly gone completely bonkers, and it is, of course, it's been a long process leading to this, and there are so many thin ends of wedges on so many fronts, on militarism and racism and censorship and propaganda and so on, that you know, the United States, you know, they really, if they wouldn't make so much money out of military industrial complex, they could just, you know, have a tool factory of wedges. But why the Europeans have allowed the security threat to Russia to grow to this extent? I mean, what was the sense of that? And why now they have gone along with this propaganda war, or, you know, being propagandized, even, you know, again, are useless, young, ignorant politicians. Perhaps they believe some of the crap. I don't know. Since none of it makes any sense, I don't know why. But anyway, of course, the Europeans at the moment are playing with World War III, supplying weapons to the U.S. puppet government of Western Ukraine, and the Russophobia, you know, amongst the people, ordinary Europeans, is something staggering. But then when the bill, so to speak, comes in, I have no idea. I mean, no-fly zone would seem to be the height of insanity. But you know, who knows? But what is absolutely certain, you know, the leadership in France and Germany and so on, they've gone mad, and it is very interesting that Germany just had an election, and Anyway, the bill is gonna come, the economic bill for, you know, the actual what bill nowadays means is going to come for the European Union, and there is no way I can see we're going to clear it. We simply are going to turn into what we've made Africa to be, you know, during the last 100 years or so. We are going to be, whatever happens, we're going to be in a lot of pain. And a lot of hurt. And of course, again, being your average European, being obviously totally detached from any reality or any real sense, what the reaction, you know, and possibly loads of young politicians as well, you know, actual decision makers, you know, what the reaction is going to be, you know, and how everybody is going to react to every new development. Again, nuclear annihilation is totally possible. The Europeans are that stupid. Again, the so to speak first strike when it comes to nuclear weapons will not be coming from Russia. But it may come from the West. So it's suddenly it is on, you know, very much on the table. Because Europeans are completely effed. Again, yeah, but with all the possible evidence one can get, one can see or read, that's just how it is. And all these years I have always been saying that that everything that I am lucky to have been born in Finland at the time I was born, and so on. And I have no complaints about the world and my luck. I feel that has that will be changing since I am not leaving Finland. But let's see. But that was that was why I wanted to make this video, and felt that I needed to make this video. How sorry I am for all the death and suffering that is happening right now everywhere in the world. And how sorry I am for all the pain and suffering that is going to come to Europe. And that it is possible that we are going to have a nuclear holocaust, and all because of corporate takeover of the Western world. So pathetic, so useless and stupid and inhumane way to go. But let's see, it's just a possibility. Let's see. Good luck, everyone.